people, and it's gone on far too long.
My name is Eileen. I'm from Ames, Iowa, and I have been impacted by poverty and injustice. My mom, who is retired, and I live together so we can afford a place to live. My employer does not pay enough to afford rent alone. My mom and I have been evicted 3 times. We had rented a place on Kellogg Avenue, got behind on rent, and missed the court date. Even though my brother had taken a check to the rental office that a friend gave us with the full amount, we were still evicted. Our stuff was placed on the curb for people to go through as if we were giving things away. I even had to sneak back into the house to save one of our cats. At the last place we were evicted, the landlord caused us to be evicted because he kept changing the rent due to his own problems with the city. We were ordered off the property, our belongings thrown out the windows, and we were not able to take anything with us, not even our medications.
Lord help.
I have a disability called narcolepsy, and not being without my medications would have been hard. I should not fear a health crisis because of the landlord's actions.
That's right.
Being evicted took an emotional toll on my mom and I. I think rental companies and landlords are somewhat responsible for homelessness in Ames, Iowa, because they don't offer affordable, reasonable, low-income rental housing. They charge outrageously high rent and seem to have more rights than the tenants. I know that this is not just happening to me. In fact, in the state of Iowa alone, 1.1 million residents are poor or low income. This includes 43% of children, 37% of women, 59% of people of color, and 31% of white people. About 2,756 people are homeless. Working at the state minimum wage, it takes 80 hours of work per week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in our state. So I know that I am not alone in the struggle. I know that my evictions and struggle with finding decent housing is not a personal feeling, but is instead a systemic problem facing so many of us in this state. That is why I am going to Washington, D.C. on June 20th to our march in Washington. Our voices aren't being heard. And it's about time we get heard. Changes need to be made, and politicians need to own up to what they promise. Our list of demands are not something we just made up. These changes can and must be made. Our moral budget outlines the ways in which funds can be reallocated to meet the needs of society. Quoting our own William Barber, the rejected must lead the revival for love and justice.
Somebody is hurting our sister. It's gone on far too long, and we won't be silent anymore.
Somebody's hurting our people, and it's gone on far too long, and we won't be silent.